Hi! For this next series of videos I'm going to be doing herbs for immunity. And to start off, I'm going to start with one of my favorites, one that I've used for a very long time and I still use to this day, and I take it every day. And that is garlic. This is locally grown garlic I got at the farmer's market, and it is so good for you. It is full of a component that's called allicin. It's a sulfur compound, and that helps boost your immunity. It's been shown to help your cardiovascular system, lowering blood pressure. It is antibacterial, antiviral, and just all around good health herb. And it is especially good during cold and flu season. Now, to get the most benefits from allicin, garlic can't be heated. It should be consumed in its raw form because the heat kills the allicin in the garlic. So if you cook it, you're kind of losing the health benefits. You still get the flavor, but you're losing the health benefits from it. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that I like to take my garlic. First of all, one of the first things I do, if somebody calls me up, one of my kids calls me up and says I'm not feeling good, I will make a garlic honey. And to do that, I've peeled some garlic cloves. Now, to get the allicin to release from the garlic, the first thing you need to do is either crush it or cut it or chew it. That's the best way to release the allicin. So we're going to go ahead and crush the garlic cloves. And I'm going to mince them. This is one of the quickest and easiest medicines you can make for cold and flu season. There are a couple other different ways to get the benefits of the garlic and the allicin that's in it. Now, the allicin is a sulfur compound, but it has been shown to help the macrophages, which are the cells of the immune system that kill the bacteria. And the allicin also it assists with the lymphocytes and the T cells that help kill bacteria. There's also been studies showing that garlic can also help with cancer and kill cancer cells. But it's a very widely known, widely studied herb. It's very easy to grow. It's very easy to find. So it's good to keep garlic cloves in the refrigerator. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let this sit for a bit. And while this is sitting, let's talk about different ways that you can take garlic. You can take fermented garlic. This is some garlic that I fermented. There are some cloves in here, this one at the top here, that has turned a little blue. And that is perfectly normal. It's part of the enzyme activity with the sulfur compounds in the garlic. And the way to make this, it's real simple. You take the garlic cloves, you make a salt brine. 1 tablespoon salt dissolved into 2 cups of water. Or if you're going to make a quart jar like this, I'd recommend 2 tablespoons dissolved into 4 cups of water. And, sorry. There is 2 types of jars you can use. You can use your basic mason jar with a lid, or you can get one of these fermentation jars. And it's basically a mason jar. This spring helps keep it down. You can use this to make sauerkraut, but you can also use this to make fermented garlic. So while I was making this, I had my garlic cloves in here. I had used this cover with the spring. The spring kept the garlic underneath the level of the fluid because you want to make sure it's underneath the level of fluid. And then these jars have a special cap. As the garlic ferments, it's going to release carbon dioxide. And while they're going through the fermenting process, you're going to have to either lift the cap to release some of the carbon dioxide every day, or if you have a fermentation jar, these lids have a special spout here that helps release the carbon dioxide. And how you know the fermentation process is done As it's fermenting, bubbles will float to the top, the bubbles of carbon dioxide. When the bubbles stop forming, your fermentation is done. You can then replace this cap with a regular cap and keep it in the refrigerator. And your garlic is ready to go. You can use it cooking, or you can just take a couple cloves a day like I do. Now if you want to ferment it in honey, it's a little bit easier. You don't need the spring. You just add your garlic cloves to the jar, cover with honey, locally grown, well, not grown, locally collected honey preferably. You cover the cloves with honey, and you can just cover it with a regular cover. Same thing, you're going to see bubbles come to the top. You're going to want to burp it every day by lifting the cap, releasing the carbon dioxide, and you just want to gently tip it to move the honey around every day. And again, when the bubbles stop forming, your fermentation is done. And if you ferment the garlic and honey, you do not refrigerate it. You can just set it on the shelf. It'll keep for about 3 to 6 months. So that's 2 ways to ferment garlic. You're not cooking it, you're not heating it, so you're still getting the benefits of the allicin, but it's a whole lot easier to take. Now, this should be ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and make garlic honey. This is one of the things that my kids ask for when they're getting sick, and I'll make it for them. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I take a jar, just a regular mason jar. I'm going to go ahead and put the honey in it. Put the garlic in it. Just going to cover it with honey. And this will be ready in a couple hours. So when you're sick, this is the easiest route to go. It's quick, easy. The cover on it. And then I just let this sit on the counter for a couple hours. And as the honey infuses, the garlic infuses with the honey, it's not as sharp as tasting. So it's a whole lot easier to take. I would take a half a teaspoon of this every hour. And the important thing is, the sooner you catch your illness and the sooner you can start treating it, the better. And just to show you how easy fermented garlic is to take, I would not do this with a regular garlic clove, but with a fermented one, not sharp at all. Very good taste. And just for general health purposes, you can take 1, 2, 3 cloves a day. Very delicious. So, with this cold and flu season coming up, get your garlic handy, get your honey handy, so you'll be ready to tackle whatever illness comes your way. Thank you. For more information on herbs, feel free to check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and I invite you to check out my website, urbanherbalist.com. On my website, I have a tab called Materia Medica, and underneath that I list the herbs. I list body systems, so if you have an ailment of the digestive system, you can click on digestive system and see what herbs are good for that. I have videos demonstrating how to make infusions, decoctions, tinctures, and all kinds of good information. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with more herbs and foods that are good for cold and flu season that you should keep on hand.